Have you ever sensed that your life follows a rhythm distinct from the crowd, as if you're guided by an unseen compass others can't perceive? Do you find yourself yearning for soul-deep bonds, only to watch fleeting connections slip through your fingers like sand? If these questions stir something within you, you might be one of the chosen ones. Those rare souls awakened to a higher calling, attuned to spiritual currents and destined for a purpose beyond the ordinary. Yet this path often comes with a shadow, a struggle to forge lasting love, shaped by mysterious forces few can comprehend. In this video, we'll unveil the 8 dark things that quietly steer chosen ones toward a solitary existence, revealing truths that illuminate their unique journey. If this message feels like it found you right when you needed it, drop 1111 in the comments to claim your divine blessings. Hungry for more revelations that resonate with your spirit? Subscribe, tap the bell, and Number 1. Their energy radiates an overwhelming intensity. Chosen ones carry within them an extraordinary energy, a vibrant force that sets them apart in ways both subtle and profound. This isn't just a fleeting spark. It's a rare, pulsating power that courses through their very being, born from a deep well of spiritual awareness, emotional richness, and an unshakable commitment to their higher purpose. Their aura, like a beacon in the dark, possesses a magnetic pull, an almost mystical allure that draws others in without effort. People find themselves captivated, intrigued by a presence they can't quite define, as if an invisible thread tugs at their curiosity. Yet this same energy, so radiant and compelling, can also feel daunting, intimidating even, to those unaccustomed to its strength. This intensity isn't something chosen ones wield intentionally. It's simply the natural byproduct of who they are. Their heightened sensitivity to the world, both seen and unseen, infuses their every word, glance, and gesture with a depth that resonates on a frequency most people rarely encounter. Imagine standing near a roaring fire. It warms you, draws you closer, but linger too long, and its heat becomes overwhelming. Similarly, the chosen one's vibrations hum at such a potent level that others might feel unsettled, their own energies dwarfed by comparison. Some may sense an unspoken challenge in this dynamic, a mirror held up to their own insecurities or limitations, leaving them restless or drained after even brief encounters. Relationships, at their core, thrive on harmony, a delicate dance of give and take. But when one partner's energy surges with such dominance, it disrupts that balance, casting a shadow of unspoken tension. The chosen one's presence can feel like a tidal wave crashing against a fragile shore. It's not destructive by design, but its sheer force can erode the footing of those unprepared to stand firm. Potential partners might find themselves grappling with this imbalance, unsure how to meet it without losing themselves in the process. Often they retreat, not out of disdain or rejection, but from a quiet, instinctual recognition that they're not yet equipped to navigate such a transformative connection. They may feel unworthy, not because the chosen one demands it, but because the depth of this energy calls for a readiness they haven't cultivated. This withdrawal leaves chosen ones in a poignant paradox. Their truest selves, the very essence that defines them, becomes the barrier to the intimacy they crave. They don't seek to overpower or overshadow. They're not flexing some cosmic muscle to assert dominance. Rather, they're simply existing, unapologetically, authentically, as the beings they were destined to be. Yet the world around them often misreads this authenticity as intensity too fierce to handle. The result? A lingering sense of isolation, a quiet ache of being misunderstood. They might wonder why their light, meant to inspire and uplift, so often scatters those they long to hold close. It's a bittersweet truth. Their energy, a gift that elevates their own journey, can inadvertently carve a solitary path, as others struggle to match the rhythm of a soul vibrating at such an extraordinary pitch. Number 2. They pierce the veils of pretense. Many navigate life cloaked in layers of superficiality, wielding charm, carefully crafted personas, and subtle deceit to glide through relationships with ease. Yet, chosen ones possess a rare and piercing gift, the ability to gaze past these facades and peer directly into the essence of a person's soul. This extraordinary perception is a double-edged sword, a blessing that unveils truth and a burden that isolates them in a world unaccustomed to such clarity. Where others might be swayed by honeyed words or polished exteriors, chosen ones cut through the noise, instantly sensing dishonesty, concealed motives, and the raw edges of emotional immaturity. It's as if they hold a mirror to the spirit, reflecting what lies beneath the surface with unrelenting honesty. This keen insight often unnerves those unprepared for such exposure. People accustomed to hiding behind their masks, whether out of habit, insecurity, or fear, may feel stripped bare in the presence of a chosen one. The intensity of being truly seen, without the buffer of pretense, can spark discomfort, even dread, prompting them to retreat or erect walls of distance. For some, it's not rejection, but an instinctive recoil from a light too bright to bear. Consequently, chosen ones become unintentional catalysts, revealing cracks in others' facades that many would rather keep hidden. This dynamic creates a ripple effect. Potential partners, unsettled by their own unmasked vulnerabilities, shy away, leaving the chosen one standing alone in their quiet, unyielding authenticity. Yet, this gift also shapes their own desires in profound ways. Chosen ones aren't content with the shallow waters of casual flings or the hollow promises of illusion-based bonds. They yearn for connections that echo in the depths of their being. Relationships rooted in raw honesty, emotional maturity. They seek a partner who doesn't flinch under their gaze, someone whose transparency matches their own, and whose growth aligns with the spiritual currents they ride. But such souls are scarce in a world that often prizes convenience over courage and depth over display. The rarity of genuine authenticity becomes a silent barrier, a filter that sifts through the masses and leaves few standing. This relentless pursuit of substance over shadow is both their strength and their solitude. Chosen ones refuse to compromise their vision for the sake of companionship, unwilling to trade the richness of a soulful union for the fleeting comfort of something less. They'd rather walk alone, their hearts open yet unguarded, than entangle themselves in a relationship that feels like a mirage, beautiful from afar but dissolving upon closer inspection. Their discernment, while a shield against superficiality, often casts them into a solitary orbit, waiting for the rare spirit who can meet them in that sacred space of truth. In a society that thrives on curated images and half-truths, their insistence on unfiltered reality sets them apart, marking their path with both profound insight and poignant isolation. Number 3. Their divine mission shapes their destiny. For the chosen ones, life transcends the mundane pursuit of survival. It's a sacred quest to answer a higher calling that resonates deep within their souls. This calling might manifest as a journey of spiritual enlightenment, a commitment to healing the wounds of others, a burst of creative brilliance that inspires, or a bold leadership role in forging transformative change. Unlike the majority, who often anchor their lives to societal milestones like romance, marriage, or external validation, chosen ones place their mission at the forefront, a beacon guiding every step they take. This unshakable devotion, while a source of strength, casts a shadow over their relational landscape, creating hurdles that others may find difficult to navigate. Their focus isn't a mere preference, it's an intrinsic part of who they are, woven into the fabric of their being. Potential partners, unaccustomed to such fervor, might perceive this prioritization as a slight, feeling overshadowed or sidelined by the chosen one's relentless pursuit of purpose. The intensity of their drive, paired with an almost otherworldly dedication to spiritual or existential goals, can leave others breathless, struggling to match the pace or depth of their journey. Casual flings or fleeting pleasures hold little appeal for chosen ones. Their hearts yearn for connections that mirror the richness of their soul's aspirations, relationships that amplify their growth rather than tether them to mediocrity. This isn't to say they're incapable of profound love. On the contrary, their capacity for affection runs deep, a river of emotion that could nourish any bond. Yet they refuse to let it flow freely unless it aligns with their greater vision. When faced with a choice between a love that stifles their evolution and the solitude that allows them to soar, they embrace the latter without hesitation. This decision stems not from coldness or detachment, but from a lucid understanding that their purpose is a sacred trust, a legacy far grander than the fleeting comforts of companionship. To them, compromising their mission for the sake of a relationship would be akin to dimming their inner light, a betrayal of the divine spark that defines them. Thus, their path often diverges from the well-trodden trails of conventional romance. They walk alone not out of disdain for others, but because they seek a rare harmony, a partner who doesn't merely tolerate their calling, but celebrates it, someone willing to walk beside them as they chase the infinite. Until such a soul appears, chosen ones stand firm, their gaze fixed on the horizon of their destiny, trusting that their solitary seasons are but a prelude to a connection worthy of their extraordinary spirit. Number 4, their souls dance through endless awakenings. The spiritual odyssey of a chosen one is anything but a still pond. It's a wild, ever-flowing river of evolution, brimming with awakenings, revelations, and seismic shifts in their inner world. While most people drift through life with slow, predictable tides of change, chosen ones are swept into torrents of profound growth, where their perspectives, core beliefs, and very essence are reshaped in bursts of divine clarity. These moments aren't mere adjustments, they're radical rebirths, as if their souls are shedding old skins to step into higher realms of consciousness. This relentless metamorphosis sets them apart, but it also casts a shadow over their romantic lives, creating a labyrinth of challenges few can navigate. What begins as a deep, resonant connection with a partner can unravel in the wake of these awakenings. A bond that once felt like home may suddenly seem misaligned, as the chosen one's elevated awareness outpaces the relationship's foundation. Partners often find themselves grappling with this swift transformation, bewildered by the shift, unable to mirror the chosen one's ascent, or simply unprepared for the intensity it demands. It's not uncommon for them to feel adrift, as though they're chasing a horizon that keeps receding. They might sense rejection or abandonment, though the truth lies elsewhere. The chosen one hasn't turned away from love itself, but from a dynamic that no longer reflects their expanded soul. This pattern of growth often sparks a quiet unraveling. Relationships don't always end in fiery conflict or faded affection. Sometimes they dissolve gently, like mist under the morning sun, because the chosen one has transcended what the connection once held. Love may still linger, a tender echo of what was, but it's overshadowed by the undeniable pull of their spiritual destiny. Partners who can't or won't evolve in tandem are left behind, not out of cruelty, but as a natural consequence of the chosen one's journey. This isn't a rejection of intimacy. It's a testament to their unwavering commitment to authenticity and alignment with their higher purpose. Yet this cycle of awakening and detachment carves a solitary path. Each transformation refines their spirit, sharpening their vision and deepening their solitude as they wait for those rare souls who can match their pace. The chosen one doesn't seek isolation for its own sake. It's a byproduct of their refusal to stagnate. They crave companionship that mirrors their growth, a union where both hearts rise together through the flames of revelation. But such synchronicity is scarce, and so they walk alone, not out of despair, but with a quiet faith that their journey demands it. Only those willing to embrace the same relentless evolution can stand beside them, weaving a bond that endures the storms of awakening and emerges stronger on the other side. Number 5. They don't fit into social norms. Society has long ingrained in people a set of rigid blueprints for how relationships should unfold, conventional structures that dictate timelines for dating, marriage, and family life, alongside strict gender roles and predefined expectations about what love and partnership ought to look like. These norms often demand conformity, urging individuals to fit neatly into boxes shaped by tradition, cultural pressures, and unspoken rules passed down through generations. Chosen ones, however, stand apart from this framework entirely. They reject the idea that love must follow a predictable script, or that their lives should mirror the paths of those around them. Their minds work differently, unbound by the constraints of societal conditioning. Their lifestyles reflect a bold divergence from the ordinary, and their approach to love is guided by an inner compass rather than external dictates. This nonconformity manifests in myriad ways. Where mainstream dating culture often revolves around superficial markers, physical attraction, social status, or material wealth, chosen ones seek something far more profound and intangible. Their beliefs, rooted in authenticity and spiritual depth, clash with a world that prizes quick fixes and instant gratification. They possess a free-spirited nature that resists being tamed by rigid expectations, and their independent mindset refuses to bend under the weight of societal approval. For them, relationships are not about checking boxes or fulfilling obligations. They are sacred opportunities to connect on a soul level, to forge bonds that transcend the mundane and resonate with their innermost being. This pursuit of depth over surface-level conformity sets them apart, often making them seem like outliers in a sea of predictable patterns. Yet this divergence comes with its challenges. Because they refuse to play by the rules of mainstream romance, finding a partner who truly grasps and embraces their essence can feel like searching for a rare gem in a vast, uncharted landscape. Many people they encounter are conditioned to expect love to follow a familiar trajectory, a progression of dates, commitments, and milestones that align with societal norms. When chosen ones veer off this well-trodden path, their unconventional ways can bewilder or even intimidate potential partners. To some, they appear too different, their rejection of tradition mistaken for aloofness or complexity. Others may struggle to relate to their liberated outlook, unable to fathom a love that doesn't rely on external validation or materialistic underpinnings. This disconnect often leaves chosen ones misunderstood, their genuine desire for meaningful connection misread as eccentricity or unattainability. Still, chosen ones remain steadfast in their authenticity. They do not waver in the face of judgment or loneliness, nor do they compromise their values to fit into a mold that feels foreign to their spirit. They understand that societal acceptance is a fleeting prize, one that pales in comparison to the richness of living true to themselves. Their independence is not a barrier but a strength, a testament to their commitment to a life of purpose over pretense. They would rather walk their unique path alone, embracing solitude as a space for growth and self-discovery, than settle for a relationship that stifles their essence or dilutes their truth. This resolve stems from a deep knowing that somewhere there exists a kindred spirit who will not only accept their unconventional way of being but celebrate it. Someone whose soul vibrates in harmony with their own. In a world that often equates love with conformity, chosen ones stand as quiet rebels, redefining what it means to connect. They challenge the notion that relationships must adhere to a universal standard, proving instead that true partnership thrives in freedom, mutual understanding, and shared authenticity. Until they find that rare soul who resonates with their distinctive rhythm, they continue to live and love on their own terms, unshackled by the expectations of a society that fails to see the beauty in their difference. Number 6. Their vibration acts as a shield against the unaligned. The energy of a chosen one vibrates at an exceptionally high frequency, creating a natural barrier that repels those whose wavelengths fail to harmonize with theirs. Far from being a mere coincidence, this phenomenon serves as a profound form of cosmic safeguarding, orchestrated by the universe itself. While this selective energy field might occasionally leave them feeling isolated or detached from others, it is not a flaw but a divine mechanism of protection. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, ensures that chosen ones remain untouched by relationships that could prove toxic, manipulative, or steeped in lower vibrations, connections that might stifle their spiritual evolution or dim their inner light. This energetic filter is not about exclusion for its own sake. Rather, it is a purposeful design to preserve their sacred journey. Instead of allowing them to forge bonds that would misalign with their highest good, the universe gently yet firmly steers chosen ones away from individuals who might sap their vitality or introduce chaos into their lives. This redirection is subtle but powerful, often manifesting as an intuitive nudge or an inexplicable sense of discomfort around certain people. For instance, they might meet someone who seems appealing on the surface, only to feel an unshakable unease that prompts them to step back. Over time, they may find themselves walking through prolonged seasons of solitude, wrestling with questions about why meaningful, lasting relationships seem so elusive. Yet what they perceive as loneliness is far from a punishment. It is a deliberate process of purification and elevation. The universe uses these quiet periods to refine their spirit, honing their energy and sharpening their discernment so they can recognize and attract those rare souls who resonate at the same elevated frequency. This dynamic can be both a challenge and a gift. Chosen ones may look around and wonder why others seem to form connections so effortlessly while their own path feels marked by distance. But this solitude is not a sign of failure. It is a testament to their uniqueness. The people who drift away, those who cannot withstand or match their vibration, are not meant to stay. Their departure is not a loss, but a clearing of space, a necessary shedding of what no longer serves. Imagine it as the universe pruning a garden, removing weeds to make room for flowers that will thrive in harmony with the chosen one's essence. Those who lack the depth, authenticity, or alignment to walk alongside them will inevitably fade from their orbit, often without drama or conflict, as if guided by an unseen hand. This protective mechanism also fosters patience and trust in the greater plan. Chosen ones learn to see their alone time not as a void to be filled, but as a sacred interval of preparation. Each moment of solitude strengthens their connection to their purpose, allowing them to grow into the fullest expression of themselves. It's during these times that they deepen their self-awareness, fine-tune their intuition, and align more closely with their spiritual mission. The universe is not withholding love from them, it is curating it, ensuring that when the right individuals enter their lives, the connection will be authentic, reciprocal, and enriching. These high-frequency relationships, though rare, are worth the wait, as they amplify rather than diminish the chosen one's light. Ultimately, this vibrational selectivity underscores their journey's sacredness. The people who remain, or who eventually arrive, are those who can meet them on the same plane, sharing a bond that transcends superficiality and aligns seamlessly with their purpose. These connections feel effortless, not because they lack depth, but because they flow naturally from a place of mutual resonance. Until then, the chosen ones are guided to embrace their solitude as a phase of empowerment, trusting that the universe is orchestrating something extraordinary behind the scenes. Every step alone is a step toward the genuine, soul-level companionship they are destined to experience, a partnership that reflects their energy and honors their divine path. Number 7. They value depth over surface connections. In today's fast-paced modern world, where instant gratification often dictates human interactions and relationships are frequently reduced to fleeting moments of convenience, chosen ones consciously choose to tread a markedly different path. They reject the shallow allure of short-lived romances, casual flings, or superficial exchanges that dominate contemporary dating culture. Instead, their hearts and minds are set on pursuing something far more profound, authentic, soul-stirring connections that rise above the mundane and transcend the limitations of the surface level. For them, love and companionship are not mere pastimes. They are sacred opportunities to forge bonds that resonate deeply with their essence and align with their innermost values. Chosen ones yearn for conversations that stretch beyond the trivialities of small talk, those predictable, rehearsed exchanges that rarely scratch the surface of true understanding. They crave dialogues rich with meaning, where ideas are explored, emotions are laid bare, and vulnerabilities are met with empathy. They seek relationships that act as catalysts for personal and spiritual growth, partnerships that challenge them to evolve and inspire them to become the best versions of themselves. These bonds must nourish their spirit, replenishing their energy rather than draining it, and provide a sense of mutual fulfillment that goes beyond temporary excitement or external appeal. This unrelenting desire for depth and authenticity, however, comes at a cost. It significantly narrows the pool of potential partners, as so many in today's world are content to coast along in shallow waters, satisfied with connections that require little emotional investment or intellectual effort. The chosen one's insistence on substance over superficiality often leaves them disillusioned, as they encounter individuals who fail to match their profound emotional and intellectual capacity. Time and again, they find themselves let down by those who cannot, or will not, meet them where they stand, unable to engage in the kind of soul-deep connection they so desperately seek. Their keen perception allows them to swiftly discern when someone's interest is rooted in ulterior motives, be it convenience, physical attraction, or the fleeting boost of social validation, rather than a genuine desire to understand and connect with who they truly are. They can sense when a relationship lacks the sincerity or reciprocity they value, and this clarity makes the dating landscape feel like a minefield of unfulfilled potential. Yet, despite these challenges, chosen ones refuse to compromise their standards. They are unwilling to settle for anything less than a partnership that mirrors their depth, one that feels vibrant, purposeful, and alive with meaning. For them, settling for a hollow or meaningless connection is not an option. It would be a betrayal of their own soul's calling. They would far rather embrace solitude, finding solace in their own company, than entangle themselves in relationships that leave them feeling unseen or unvalued. This choice is not born of arrogance or disdain for others. It stems from a profound self-awareness and an unwavering commitment to honoring their truth. Loneliness, in their eyes, is a small price to pay for preserving their integrity and holding space for something real. As a result, chosen ones often find themselves in a state of patient waiting, trusting that the right person, someone capable of meeting them on that rare and sacred soul level, will eventually cross their path. They seek a partner who can see beyond the physical shell, past the external trappings of life, and into the very core of their being. This ideal companion is someone who not only understands their complexities, but celebrates them, someone who can navigate the depths of their mind and heart with curiosity and care. Until that day arrives, they remain steadfast, refusing to dilute their essence for the sake of fleeting comfort. Their journey is one of resilience, rooted in the belief that a connection worth having is one that reflects the full magnitude of who they are. Unapologetically deep, undeniably authentic, and beautifully profound. Number 8. The universe is crafting a unique destiny with someone extraordinary. The solitude that chosen ones endure is far from a mere coincidence. It is a deliberate, purposeful design woven into the fabric of their existence by the universe itself. This isolation is not a flaw or an oversight, but a sacred thread in the tapestry of their spiritual journey, serving a higher calling that transcends the ordinary. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, refuses to let them settle for just anyone, for their path demands a partner whose soul resonates in perfect harmony with their own, a companion equally committed to spiritual evolution and aligned with their divine mission. This is not about fleeting connections or superficial bonds. It's about a union that amplifies their purpose and elevates their being. When the moment of convergence arrives, it will feel nothing short of miraculous. A meeting of two souls at the pinnacle of readiness, where recognition is instantaneous and the bond forged is unshakable. Picture it. Two beings, each having walked through fire and emerged whole, locking eyes and sensing the echo of a connection that has been lifetimes in the making. This union is not just a partnership. It's a sacred collaboration, a merging of energies that amplifies their light and ripples outward into the world. Until that destined encounter, chosen ones are called to trust the unfolding process with unwavering faith. Their solitude is not a curse to be lamented, but a crucible of preparation, a sacred space where they are honed and polished for what lies ahead. Every tear shed in loneliness, every heartbreak endured, every night spent in quiet reflection. These are not losses but investments in the person they are becoming. Each moment of longing, each pang of disappointment, is a brushstroke in the masterpiece of their soul, shaping them into someone capable of receiving and giving the profound love they are destined for. This is not a passive waiting game. It's an active, intentional evolution, a testament to their strength and their willingness to honor their path. When they finally stand face to face with the one the universe has been preparing, the reason for the wait will crystallize in an instant. The delays, the detours, the solitary chapters, they will all make sense as the pieces of their journey fall into place. They'll see that the timing was impeccable, that every step was necessary to bring them to this point of perfect alignment. True love, in its deepest and most authentic form, is not rushed or forced. It blooms in its own season, and for chosen ones, it is a love worth every second of the wait. This is the promise of the universe, not just a partner, but a soul connection so powerful it reflects the divine within them both. A love that validates every trial and illuminates every shadow of their past. Until then, they walk forward, trusting that their solitude is not an end, but a bridge to something extraordinary. If you've ever found yourself wrestling with feelings of isolation, grappling with being misunderstood, or pondering why love feels like a distant star just out of reach, take heart. You are not alone in this. Your journey is a singular thread in the grand tapestry of existence, woven with a rare and radiant energy that sets you apart. Instead of viewing your moments of solitude as a heavy load to bear, reframe them as a sacred season of preparation, a time when the universe is quietly shaping you for something extraordinary. When the cosmic clock strikes the perfect hour, you'll cross paths with the one who not only sees you, but truly cherishes the depth of who you are, a soul who mirrors